Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joana. I'm a solo backpacker whose goal is to travel as much as possible for as long as possible. If you've seen the latest videos, you know that currently we are in London. I see a little bit, oh my gosh, it is impressive. This is my Tate Museum. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm in London again. I cannot explain to you how excited I am to be back. I honestly thought the last time I was here it was the last time for a queer. If you want to see all the videos previous, go check out the channel. I think I made 5 videos before this one. But it's also have one more day in London to explore, so I'm so excited. And I did save quite some fun things for a little last day in London. There's so much to see in London and I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite cities. And yeah, let's go. I see a little bit, oh my gosh, it is impressive. I'm so excited. It's gonna be good. This is one of the things I was most excited to see in London. The Tower of London. It's ginormous. I am so happy and excited. This is a really important fortress started to build by the command of the first King of England, William the Conqueror, in the 11th century. And it was basically built to be this great fortress where all of London you can see it. It's pretty impressive. Through its 1,000 years of history, I think the fact people most connect with the Tower of London is the fact that it used to be a really famous prison. For over 800 years, a lot of prisoners would arrive in the tower and would not know their fate, and most of them ended up being executed in the tower. So obviously Anne Boleyn actually had her apartments here where she prepped for a coronation, and 3 years later she came back here, and this was the place where she was executed by the order of the King Henry VIII. So the London Tower today has a really important function, which is keeping the crown jewels, so you can still see the crown jewels. They're all protected here by the famous guards, and there's also, yeah, I'm just hearing them. And one of the most famous inhabitants here is definitely the ravens. The ravens are just a symbol of this place. I think there's a legend about the ravens that if someday they leave the tower, that means Britain is lost. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I always find this so funny because I'm a history nerd. I have a degree in history. So when I come to a place like this, I'm wow. I feel the historical importance of the place. Wow, Elizabeth I was in prison here. Anne Boleyn died here. Revolt of the peasants. I'm wow. This guy around me is oh wow, the Tower of London, cool. And I'm okay, that's the two type of people. From here you have a pretty impressive view of the Shard, which is the tallest building in London, I think. Even though you cannot get in without a ticket, you can stroll all through the outside of the London Tower, and it's just by the river, so I'm just seeing Tower Bridge, and I don't know how to handle it. I'm pretty sure that's the famous MS Belfast, isn't it? So I gotta say, I find it really interesting the location to build this fortress, because this is a fortress. There's the river, as you can see. You can see London Bridge. So basically, the prisoners would arrive in the river, they would just walk 5 steps and would already be in the tower. So the tower had to be pretty much really good secured with the guards. There's actually 2 circles surrounding the fortress, so it's quite good defended. Wow. Okay, so now we're just seeing the main parts of the London Tower, the most famous parts. It is incredible. Just realized that actually the Tower Bridge, I thought it was older. It was just built in the 19th century, but the reason why it looks more old is because it was designed according to a style that would match for the London Tower, because it's right next to it. So actually the style, it feels like it's older, but it's just in the 19th century. That was pretty smart, I gotta say. A little fun fact about the Tower Bridge is that it actually took about 31 million bricks to build. Isn't that crazy? The original color of the bridge was actually brown because it was Queen Victoria's favorite color, but now it's more like this gray, and then you also have like the entire like blue, red and white, which is the colors of the flag. Now we're walking below the bridge. So we just climbed the stairs. Now we're going to be walking towards the Tower Bridge. This is that. I'm so happy. I want to go to the side of the London Tower, but there's like no crossword. So how do I cross? Do I just cross? So this is the part of the bridge that usually opens when there's big boats. The record of the most times that the open bridge in one day was like 63. It's quite a lot. I need to move, but I keep taking photos. Look at this view, it's insane. You how many photos I just took. It's insane. The photos is so cute. The spots, I've just been asking like 3 or 4 people, different people to take my photos, and I think they're cute. And I never do this, I even sat here and took a very Instagrammable photo. I never do that, but yeah, proud of myself. So I was right, it is the Belfast. Wow, I didn't think it was this colors. It's like it's got like this mint color. Wow, it is pretty big. Basically now it's gonna be like 25 minutes walk by the river for our next stop, which I'm pretty excited. So yeah, let's just take it all in. Just arriving in our next stop. If you're not new to the channel, you know it is a museum. Like, I'm in love with the museums here in London. Really do enjoy basically like ancient history museums, sculptures, paintings. I like it all. From like ancient Egypt, Greece, Romance, Renaissance. Actually gonna go to the Tate Modern, which is a very famous museum here in London, just by the river. And this museum basically is contemporary art. So I think it just goes from like the 90s till now, which is not really my type of art. And we're gonna see, maybe I'm pleasantly surprised. So basically this artist called Ana Lupes made like structures out of wheat, so like circles, tables made with like wheat from Romania. And then she decided to preserve the structures for after even her life, the wheat inside the metal. So like all of this inside there's like a little bit of wheat. It's just like, I appreciate the structure, but like, yeah, this is just not for me. I'm in the wrong museum. We're back outside, so basically half of the exhibitions you actually do need to have a ticket. So it's free, but like only half of it. And I gotta say, like, I saw a little bit, it's just not for me. The next stop actually is gonna be the Tate, but it's Tate Britain. This is Tate Modern. This is Tate Modern, which is just like contemporary art. From what I gathered, I think the Tate Britain is basically art from Britain and British artists. Got a little bit of Renaissance, maybe a little modern, and then a little bit of contemporary too. I thought it was like really close to this one. It's not, only like 40 minutes walking the river again, so we're gonna go. And yeah, I think I'm gonna like that one more.
Blessed love is clear. Darling, stay with me. All the things that you She was all yellow. Something had to turn. Nobody to them. She was all yellow.
Every time I see the Big Bang in the Parliament, I am wowed. Insane. I just passed through the Big Bang. I obviously had to come back to the place where I was last time and take some photos. Like, I cannot help myself, it's so good. I have a mission right now. I don't know how this happened, but I've been to London 3 times already. And not even one time I was able to take one photo of me by the phone booth, but I want one. So now I'm walking. I think there's a phone booth by the Big Bang. It'd be great. Otherwise, just any other phone booth. So that's my mission right now. Good news is I found the phone booth I wanted. Bad news is I'm seeing it from here to the line. I did went to 2 different phone booths. I'm not like the most like photogenic person in terms of like I don't do all the poses. I have one pose. So like I pass my camera like, oh, can you take a photo of me? And the girl's like, okay. And she takes like one. She's like, okay, you can go on. Like with different poses. I'm like, what do I do now? I have one pose. But I got some cool photos. I need to take a moment to share like the level of kindness and polite of the British. I'm on the plane and I'm like taking things off the plane, my baggage. Like 1 or 2 people always offer like, oh, do you want help? Is it too heavy? And I'm like, oh no, thank you so much. Like I'm used to it, thank you so much. Yesterday, like I'm crossing the road, like it's the side road, like there's no cars passing, so I'm like crossing it when I shouldn't. But then comes like this bicycle, like I'm crossing and I look at the guy and the guy's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And he goes around me and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm in your lane and you're apologizing to me. What? And then like before like I went really quick to the supermarket, I'm leaving the supermarket, I drop something and it's just by my feet. And before even I can like have time to grab it, this guy comes from like 5 steps away and he grabs like, oh, here you have it. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But like this every single time. And like I'm recording, I'm taking a video in a museum or something, like no one crosses in front of me. Everyone always waits. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But it's like, oh, no problem. And like leave here someday, maybe like 3 months or something. That'll be fine. Like, this is my favorite museum. This room is pretty cool. This room is like everywhere. There's not one single space that's empty. I love that. Half of this room in this gallery is basically portraits of the Napoleon Wars, where Britain fought against France and Napoleon. And this one is actually a portrait of Waterloo. Tell me this face is not the most creepy thing you've seen in a long time. Really modern and contemporary art for a little bit. It really isn't my thing, but I found a painting that I kind of like. I think it's just because like blue is my favorite color, so this is the most remote thing that I can find that I like. It's pretty. I mean, it's not my type of art, but it is pretty. This one's not so bad. We just left the museum and I just noticed it's starting to rain, which is a bummer because I kind of forgot my umbrella, but it's okay. In terms of the museum, I do think it's a good mix between like modern art and then more contemporary art. For me personally, I would say like the more like 700, 800 designs of the room reminded me a little bit of the National Gallery. So I think if you like that part in this museum, you're gonna like the National Gallery and vice versa. And then there was a lot of contemporary, which is not my favorite part. So yeah, I would say overall, like, I would not pay to visit the museum, but like it's free. So if you have the extra time and you like contemporary art, then I would definitely go. But yeah, for me, it's not one of my favorite museums here in London. I did have a lot of fun today exploring a few parts of London that I haven't seen already, and we still gotta save like a few of them for the next time. And I do hope you like this video. If you did, please go subscribe. By the time I publish this video, I will be in Thailand, which is insane. Like, I'm leaving in 2 days. Doesn't feel like I still gotta pack everything and just 1,000 more things to do, but 2 days we're in Thailand. Insane. And yeah, go subscribe to follow all of that adventure, and yeah, see you all someday, London. Bye.